It is Sarah's day in Abby's kitchen. So does that make it Abby's day? I like that. Let's go with it. Hey everyone, I'm Abbey Sharp. Welcome to Abby's Day in Abby's Kitchen. In today's video, I'll be making a full day of eats in the style of Australian YouTuber and mompreneur Sarah's Day. Also, a really quick reminder that this is just what I ate on a random day. It's not ever meant to be a recommendation for how you should eat, so always speak to a registered dietitian or your healthcare team about your unique needs. And don't forget to check out my description for my free hunger crushing combo ebook if you're looking for some inspiration, and a link to my LTK page for what I'm wearing today. So let me hop in here super quick to tell you about today's sponsor, Real. So one of my New Year's resolutions has been to try to help our family be more eco-friendly. My 5-year-old son is particularly interested in the environment, especially considering that we've had to spend many days indoors this summer because of all of the different forest fires. So we're constantly talking about ways to help the earth, and one of the strategies that we've discussed as a family is to cut back on paper use. For my son, this means drawing on both sides of a piece of paper before getting another one. And for me, this means choosing more eco-friendly house products like Real toilet paper. So humans are apparently cutting down tens of thousands of trees every day to supply Americans' needs for toilet paper. And unlike other papers that can get recycled, toilet paper is single use and it goes straight into our water system. But Real paper is made of 100% bamboo, which is a plant that grows much faster than trees, so it can be harvested and regenerated kind of like grass on your lawn without it impacting the ecosystem of our forests. Just ask my kids, this toilet paper is Delicate Toddler Bottom approved. And it's also available as a one-time purchase or by subscription that arrives in plastic-free, 100% recyclable packaging. Real also just recently partnered with One Tree Planted, so every box of Real that you buy helps to fund reforestation efforts across America. So if you're looking to make more eco-friendly choices this year, go to realpaper.com/Abby, and if you use my code Abby at checkout, you'll get 30% off of your first order plus free shipping. All right, Sarah, get at me.
I do this every single morning. It's a cocktail, let me tell you, it's a morning cocktail. They say the gut is the second brain, like healthy gut, healthy life, healthy brain, healthy thoughts. Coconut milk kefir. It's a multi-probiotic and it's supposed to help with your gut health, your immunity. A teaspoon like that. I just eat it whole. Almond milk, chia seeds, and coconut kefir. I will also have a spoonful. So this is just like getting some extra fiber in my body. Again, promoting good digestion, and it's full of omega-3 fatty acids as well. To my morning cocktail, ice, water. This is a Bioceuticals D3. They need to few drops of zinc. Then I do my trusty Body Bloom. This is pre and probiotic. Also been taking this Metagenics. I love this brand. It's a probiotic for breastfeeding mothers.
Not the kind of cocktail I'm keen on, but it is 9 a.m., so we'll work with it. So this is all super nutritious, though I would say pretty arduous to do every morning. I mean, the vitamins I get, you have to stick to a solid vitamin routine, but I feel like we could just make a whole full meal with the coconut kefir or chia pudding and not have to go through a million different steps. Also, I looked for that kind of bottle of coconut kefir and it was like 25 bucks on my Instacart app, so I was like, no. Super healthy, but I feel like we can make up the difference in other ingredients. If you want the 411 on coconut kefir, it's basically just coconut water or coconut milk that's being fermented with kefir culture. The difference between coconut kefir and regular kefir is that coconut kefir is dairy-free and it does tend to have less protein and calcium and a little more fat. And while it should contain live bacteria like dairy kefir or yogurt, we usually don't even know how much actual live bacteria survives in the product unless it's actually stated as guaranteed, though it's highly unlikely to yield a clinical dose. So if she likes the flavor and it starts her morning routine off on a healthy note, amazing. All probiotics are good probiotics, usually. Won't get into that detail right now, but I would probably say that the probiotic benefits that she's getting from a single spoonful of this stuff is like a true drop in the bucket compared to all of the supplements that she takes. So I got dairy kefir. I honestly just prefer it. It's easier to find and it's higher in protein. So we're going with that today. And rather than having to wait for a chia pudding, I'm just gonna combine it all in a little quickie smoothie. So we got our kefir. I've got some ground chia, because I just do not like those little globules in my mouth.
Hey, that's what she said.
And I've got some local Ontario strawberries. Maybe a little squirt of honey. And let's blend her up. I like this little morning ritual. So I actually take a lot of the same kinds of supplements as Sarah. So I'm gonna enjoy my little morning cocktail with my daily supplements. That's really good. So refreshing. Okay, so not exactly a mimosa, but we made it work. Let's take a look at what is for actual breakfast.
This was the only bread we had left in the house, like the end bits. Today's healthy eating is also like therapeutic because I'm just gonna get rid of everything in the fridge. Random bits of tomato, avo, cottage cheese. You either get this or it's gonna completely gross you out. I grew up having tuna on toast. Tuna, I'm not really into protein shakes at the moment. I'm more of a savory gal. Yum, yum, yum. Should we do some chili flakes? Okay, can you cut it once and then I'm gonna put it on my plate.
That looks super satiating, loads of protein. I can't say I've ever thought to have canned tuna for breakfast, but we always have smoked salmon, so what's the difference really, right? So I'm gonna use light canned tuna, which is what I generally buy, since it's lower in mercury than albacore, which is particularly important if we're sharing these things with our kids. Canned tuna is not generally considered a high mercury choice, especially in comparison to things like tuna steak, swordfish, orange roughy, shark, or marlin. But white canned tuna like albacore has about 3 times as much mercury as light tuna like skipjack. The recommendations for white tuna, therefore, is no more than 1 serving and no other fish per week, while canned light tuna is safe to eat about 2 to 3 servings per week. That said, different brands will have different levels, and when Consumer Labs actually tested some really popular cans, they found that one brand of light tuna in particular, Wild Planet, had levels comparable to albacore. They were actually really high. So that's one thing to look out for, along with fancy tunas labeled as gourmet or tono, which are typically made with larger yellowfin and therefore may have comparable mercury levels to canned albacore. Okay, so Sarah does this layered style. She puts the avocado on the bottom and then puts the cottage cheese on top and then the tuna on top.
Layers!
It looks delicious, but it also looks messy as f. It looks delicious, but I'm gonna show you my little hack for how I make everyday avocado toast higher in protein. Okay, first step, I've got my cottage cheese. I like it to be pureed, but of course you can leave it chunky like Sarah did. All right, avocado going down. Oh, you can just like do a squeeze too. This gets all of it out. A little squeeze of lemon. No. Oh well.
Eventually.
Now we put it together. Okay, pro tip, I will make a larger batch of this sometimes because the acids in the dairy will protect the avocado from browning really quickly. So you can meal prep this. I've got some spicy antipasto going down because I figured if we're going savory breakfast, guys, we're gonna go all the way. So a little bit of that delicious, oily, spicy goodness. But you could totally also go with like a roasted red pepper tapenade or like an olive tapenade, something like that. I just love that like briny, salty, oily sensation. Good vibration.
Feel the vibration.
I've had a lot of coffee. All right, load her up. And if you are low on avocado, I mean, the cottage cheese really does stretch the portion size too. Because those things are bloody expensive, let's be real. To make avocado toast every day, like most influencers allegedly do, in this economy, god damn it. It's not happening in this house, that's for sure. Especially because my kids will open an avocado and like take a rogue bite and then just let it brown on the counter. The rage I feel sometimes. Now we're gonna throw on a little bit of that canned tuna. Again, I'm using the light variety. This is a lot. I'm gonna have to share this with the crew because this is quite a hearty portion for your girl. A little spicy chili flake, a little fancy salty salt, an extra little squirt of lemon. Cause I'm feeling bougie like that, I got some microgreens just to add some color. Obviously, you don't have to do that. Do we need a tomato up in here? I think we do. Okay, full disclosure, guys, this is like 5 more steps than I would usually do in the morning, but damn, I'm excited about it. But thank you, Sarah, for the inspiration. I'm glad I took a little bit of extra time for myself today. Should I open an expensive cafe and serve this for like $25 to influencers in LA? Because I could make bank. Just saying. This is so good. Guys, you're gonna love this. All right, we are fueled up and I think it's time to get in some movement. And obviously, Sarah knows her stuff in this department. She's got lots of great videos. And I think this is a really great opportunity for me to try one of her workouts out. So let's do it. I definitely need to do more of Sarah's workouts more often. That was amazing. But now, of course, I'm ready for lunch. Let's see what we got. I said it in my last Sarah's Day, What I Eat in a Day review, and I'm gonna say it again. This salad has the works. It looks amazing. But like, is it just me or is it a ton of work for a weekday? Like, I don't know any other working moms who would cook all of those components from scratch in the middle of the day. Even if I was a stay-at-home mom and my kids, Poppy, what's wrong with you, you silly girl? All right, what was I saying? But yeah, it wouldn't matter if I was a stay-at-home mom and my kids were in school. I would not want to be doing all of this chopping and prepping in my day. I just don't have the patience. That's just me. So I'm gonna take my own advice and take a few little shortcuts because your girl is hungry like right now. Pre-mixed salad, rotisserie chicken, cheese. What else do we have in here, folks? Dressing and this. Damn! I will cook some quinoa because maybe I'll use it for meal prep. So that will be the one cooked item for this meal. Okay, so my little pro tip is to cook any of your grains in bone broth. This is a great little hack if you've got picky kids who you're having a harder time getting any protein into, but also just like, why not add more flavor? So gonna throw that down, bring that to a boil, and then we add in our grains. My rule of thumb when it comes to basically any cooking is if I'm gonna do it, if I'm gonna spend the time doing it, I'm gonna do a big batch. So I'm always gonna use this for meal prep. Just personally, I would never make like grains for one meal. I would always use it in multiple ways throughout the week. All right, we got some quinoa and bulgur. Got some of this bagged salad. And I don't rely on these often because I don't like the waste, but for busy work week meals, this is a really great way to get in your greens. I got some cucumber that I had chopped up for the kids earlier, some berries that I had already washed for meal prep, and rotisserie chicken because I will pretty much never cook protein for lunch in the middle of the day. Healthy eating does not need to be time consuming or complicated. I have a lot of admiration for folks who take time in the middle of the day to cook a really balanced meal. That to me is one of the ultimate acts of self-care. But if your journey doesn't look like that, know that you're not alone. I'm a dietitian and this is my job, and even I don't have the patience or time to cook from scratch all the time. Sometimes taking culinary shortcuts is the best thing you can do for your health. My goodness, I'm gonna end up with no chicken in my salad. Poppy. All right, Sarah, it's snack time.
I have a lot of fruit. I just feel like I'm always snacking on like pre-packaged stuff and I forget to snack on fruit. A pear, like I have this newfound love for pears. I'm like going through these fruit phases and I feel like having a 3.5-year-old has like reignited my love for fruit.
Okay, I wanna preface this by saying there is no shame in the moderate packaged food game. My biggest concern when it comes to packaged food is the waste. But there are actually a lot of different packaged food options that make healthy eating more accessible and easy because they are nutrient dense and portable. Obviously, getting more fruits and vegetables should always be the goal, both for waste reduction and of course to get in lots of antioxidants and fiber. But I don't think we need to feel bad or guilty if something that comes out of a package ends up on our plate. So I'm gonna do one of my signature little snack plates that combines fresh fruit with some packaged snacks. All right, so these are some of my favorite things right now. So we got some cherries, we got some Triscuits. These are the low sodium ones. These are actually my favorite cracker because the ingredients are literally whole grain wheat, vegetable oil, and sea salt. Actually pretty good source of fiber. And pistachios. And the salt and pepper ones, I really love all their flavors, but this is one of my faves. See, we got convenience, flavor, and a built-in hunger crushing combo. Oh my God, they're good. All right, we have made it to dinner. Poppy knows we're still cooking. She has not left my side all day. She's been up in my office, at my feet, waiting for the next meal. And so have I. So, Sarah, please no chopping.
Okay, we're finally up to dinner time. I was honestly feeling like something light. I think because I spent so much of the day in the kitchen making that cake, I just couldn't be bothered to like slave over the stove and make something extravagant. So I just made some really simple spiced roast chickpeas. I also made my tahini honey dressing. And then in classic Sarah style, I hate throwing out food. So I added some leftovers that we had from the night before. I think it was like a little bit of fish and a little bit of cauliflower rice. I put that in the bowl as well, so it was kind of like this weird mix of leftovers and roasted veggies and chickpeas, but that's honestly what I had.
Yes, I can definitely get on board with a smorgasbord of leftovers. Also, I will take any reason to make crispy chickpeas. It's one of my favorite snacks. So let's get started on that, and then I'll check out what's in the fridge for leftovers. You gotta dry off your chickpeas as well as you can, ideally removing some of the little slips that they live in. I like these things. Chickpeas down. You can pick up as many of them as you can find because they just hold on to water so that they steam. A little bit of oil. I'm using some avocado oil. And you can literally flavor this however you like. I want to do like a little bit of like a sweet spicy combination, but not too hot. I've got some sweet paprika, and to add some more color, I'm gonna add some turmeric. Doesn't actually add a whole lot of flavor, but it definitely adds some nice color. Lots of fancy salt. Give them a nice rub. Oh, it smells good. Nice. All right, I'm gonna pop these into a 450-degree oven and wash my hands before I end up looking like you know who.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
As if my hands weren't already orange enough. And I just got my nails done. Ugh. All right, clearing out the fridge here with my leftovers, pulling a Rachel Ray, trying to take everything out in one go as she always did. And I also had cabbage in the fridge. I always have cabbage in the fridge. It's one of my favorite vegetables. So let's build a little bowl. This smells so good. The pan is gonna be a to clean, but I gotta say it's probably worth it. Let's build a bowl with random stuff I have in my fridge. So first things first, I'm gonna use up some of that kale that I still have here. And Sarah actually did like a little honey tahini dressing on it, so I'm gonna copy her, because I love the idea of that, and I think it's gonna go really well with all the flavors I've got going on. Touch of honey, salt, and we massage. I feel like that was not enough. You know when you massage kale and it goes from like that much to this much? That's what just happened, guys.
Bland salt. What the fuck?
I'm trying to get the tahini, but it's just sitting under the oil. All right, here we go. Oh my God, guys, my hands, they're disgusting. Yeah, it feels good. I'm sure it feels good to the kale. I could use one of these little rub downs. Rub-a-dub-dub. We got some kale in the tub. Poppy I didn't think you were a kale girl. So Sarah was using cauliflower rice. I already feel like my FODMAP bucket is gonna be full after all the kale and cabbage in this. So I have some whole wheat couscous that I cooked last night in a little bit of bone broth. Use my own tip again. I definitely need a little bit of carbs in my dinner. I have some chicken sausage. And I got some of that braised purple cabbage. This is one of my favorite recipes. I make it like once a week. It's just like so versatile, so good. A little bit of maple syrup, a little bit of balsamic,
A little bit of Monica in my life.
oil, grainy mustard. If you want to cook it in bacon fat, I'm not gonna judge, but it is killer. And then, whew, they're crispy. That's good. That's going down. Little pistachios. And just for like a little drizzle, we'll mix together some more of that tahini, honey, and some lemon juice. Now that's a bowl of leftovers I actually want to eat. I can't say I'm not disappointed about my manicure, but this is no disappointment. We got lots of protein in our chickpeas and our sausage, tons of fiber in the whole wheat couscous and all the veg, and some healthy fats in the tahini and the nuts on top. That's good. The tahini. Oh my God. Sorry. It's really good. So I feel like we've had a pretty savory leaning day, which I love, but I sometimes just feel like I need a little something sweet at the end of a meal. So, Sarah, what we got? Okay, I love this for us. I actually watched a ton of Sarah's Day videos for dessert inspiration, and she's got lots of really great recipes for like healthified blondies and cakes and other desserts that are gluten-free and dairy-free, which is great. Like, love that journey for her. That definitely helps so many other people that have dietary restrictions. But your girl does not have time to bake on a weeknight. So this I can do. This is just literally assembly style, and I also know my kids are going to lose their minds. So I got some dates, I got some crunchy peanut butter, though of course you could use whatever nut butter you'd like, just a little bit inside. I've got some of these mini dark chocolate chips. Look how cute that is. Oh, this is gonna be a great little after school snacky snack. Oh, if I make a bunch of these, I'm gonna save these as a little after school snack for my kiddos. Oh my God, that's good. Sweet, savory, chewy, creamy. This just hits. Okay, Abbey's Day was a success. I feel very satisfied, very satiated. We got a lot of great variety here, and I got to use up some of my leftovers in the fridge, which we love. Nothing more satisfying than using up those leftovers. Honestly, even though I don't agree with everything that Sarah does or Sarah says, food-wise, I think she's got some really great ideas. And I think Poppy agrees. And on that note, that is all that I have for you guys today. If you like this video, be sure to give it the thumbs up. Leave me a comment below on whose diet you'd like me to try next. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time on Abby's Kitchen. Bye! She says bye too.